Hello everyone, myself Dr. P. Srivastava, and today we will discuss about the normal labor. Normal labor is the series of the event that takes place in genital organ in an effort to expel the viable product of conception out of the womb through the vagina into the outer world is called labor. So, uterus is normal labor. So, what is the criteria of the normal labor? The following point it should be fulfilled and cause normal labor. It should be spontaneous in onset at term with better presentation and having without undue prolongation and natural transmission with minimal aid and without having any complication affecting the health of mother and or the baby. So what do you mean by dystocia? Dystocia means abnormal labor. Any deviation of the normal labor is known as abnormal labor, which cause complication of the mother as well as fetus, right? So what is the date of the onset? The date of the onset of the labor is very unpredictable case to case, right? But somehow we calculated by the Naegele's formula and give the rough guide. So based on this formula, labor start 4% on expected date and 50% on week either side, right? And about 80% chances to start labor at 2 weeks earlier and 1 week later, and 10% chance of 42 weeks. So this is a very rough idea which can calculated by the Naegele's formula, right? So sign of the onset of the labor. So what is a sign? Sign of the onset of labor is this sign is known as pre-labor, right? Yeah, pre-monitoring stage. It is a start 2-3 weeks before the onset of the true labor. So, women feeling of the lightning. Lightning means sink. Actually, the presenting part sinks into the true pelvis, so that mother experience a sense of the relief from the mechanical respiratory embarrassment. And there may be frequency of the micturition or constipation due to the mechanical factor pressure by the engaged presenting part, right? So this is a welcome sign. And second is the cervical sign. A few days prior to the onset of the labor, 30% is less than 1.5 centimeter in length and admitted one finger easily, and cervical canal is dilated. This is a pre-labor sign, a pre-monitoring stage. It start will be the 2-3 weeks before the onset of the true labor. What is a true labor pain? So true labor pain is the having following symptoms. First is the pain filled with contraction at regular interval. Second is the frequency of contraction increase gradually. Means the pain of the contraction, uterine contraction gradually increases with the intensity and duration of contraction, right? Associated with the so is the sign of true labor pain, right? Progressive effacement and dilation of the cervix and descent of the presenting part and formation of the bag of forewaters, and it is not relieved by the sedative. So this is a true labor pain. And for what is a false labor pain? False labor pain is the very dull in nature and confined to lower abdominal and groin and not associated with the hardening of the uterus, and they have no other feature of true labor pain as discussed above, usually relieved by the enema and sedative. So this is a false labor pain and true labor pain. So what is a so? So means expulsion of the cervical mucus plugs mixed with the blood is known as so, and dilation of the internal os and formation of the bag of water. This is the formation of the bag of water. So below the vertex we will see this is the known as forewater, this is a known as forewater, and this is the known as hindwater. This is a fluid which this is amniotic fluid, and due to the pressure on the presenting part in cervical region, so that small fluid escape through the vertex and form the bag like structure known as formation of the bag, right? So now we will see the stages of labor. Before the stages of labor, we will see the what is a possible cause of initiation of the labor. So labor is initiated by the, it is a endocrine, biochemical and mechanical stage pathway, right? So in which the participation of the mother and fetus as well as the placenta, and these three are equally participate the initiation of the labor, right? First of all, we see the what is the cause of the maternal side, uterine distension. So we will see in maternal distension, this is the mother activated by the hypothalamus and it activates the posterior pituitary. So this is the due to the stretching effect of the myometrium by the growing fetus. The liquid amni can explain the onset of the labor at least in twins or polyhydrons. Uterine stress increase the gap junction of protein and receptor for the oxytocin. It will cause gap junction and also receptor for oxytocin, right? So this is a maternal side, and we will see the fetus and placental. So fetus and placental pathway is known as hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, right? So when fetus through the hypothalamus, it activates the CRH, cortical releasing hormone, and activate the anterior pituitary, wherein the ACTH secreted and adrenal gland and cortisol are secrete. And this cortisol are responsible for the placental oxytocin, prostaglandin and placental cortical releasing hormone. So this is the initiate the secretion of the placental oxytocin, prostaglandin and placental CRH. So to the activation of the cortisol and placenta secrete the estrogen and progesterone. So estrogen also increase the activity of maternal posterior pituitary, and that's why it's increase the oxytocin receptors. And these oxytocin receptors, it activate the myometrium contraction by the help of increasing oxytocin, PGE2, PGF2 alpha and CAP and NY. It means gap junction receptors and contractile protein. So that this is a physiology of the labor. The possible cause of the initiation of the labor is the, we will see in the 3 point, mother, fetus and placental side, right? Now we will see the what is the stages of the labor. So labor is having 3 stages, but now we will see the 4 stages. 4 stages is the only observation stage, right? And it is at least 1 hours after the expression of the Bible protected. So events, labor divided into 3 stages. First stage, it start with the true labor pain and end by the full dilation of the cervix, and average duration is 12 hours, right? In primary gravida, it is 12 hours, and multiple it is only 6 hours. Second stage, it start with the dilation of the cervix and end of the expulsion of the fetus. It means it's having 2 stages. First one is the propulsive stage and second is the expulsive stage. In propulsive stage, it in which full dilation up to the descent of the presenting part to the pelvic floor, right? So in propulsive stages, it will start with the full dilation and descending of the presenting part, and to expulsive phases, in which process delivery of the baby, right? And average duration is 2 hours in primary gravida and 30 minutes only in multipida. Now we will see the third step. It start after expulsion of the fetus and end by the expulsion of the placenta and membrane. So it having also 2 processes. First is the separation of the placenta and second is the expulsion of the placenta, right? And average duration is 15 minutes in primary gravida and multipida. The duration is however reduced by the active management. So this is the stages of the labor, right? Physiology of the normal labor. Uterine contraction in which throughout the pregnancy there is irregular involuntary spasmodic uterine contraction, and the character of the contraction changes with the onset of the labor. The pacemaker of the uterine contraction is thus situated in the region of the tubule ostia, right, where the waves are contracted and spread downwards, and it is varies from frequency, intensity, and duration of the contraction, right. So it form the upper and lower uterine segment. It form upper and lower uterine segment. There is a fundal dominance and contraction, right, and it takes about 10 to 20 seconds. The wave of the contraction follow the regular pattern, and the upper segment of the uterus contract more strongly and for a longer time than the lower part, right. This is a physiology of the labor, and here is the pressure is rises beyond to 20 mmHg during the uterine contraction. And second is the retraction. The first is the physiology of the normal labor. We will see the first is the uterine contraction, and second is the retraction. Retraction is this is the phenomena where the muscles fiber are permanently shortened, and other like any other muscles of the body, and the uterine muscles have the property to become shortened once and for all, right. So this is a very characteristic symptom of the muscles of the uterus, right. Now we will see the events. So what is the events occurs during the stages of labor? So now we will see the first stage, average 12 hours. First one is the dilation of the cervix, right. So which factor responsible for the dilation of the cervix? So number one is the uterine contraction, due to the uterine contraction. Second is the bag formation, and third is the effacement, here taking up of the cervix. It means the presenting part which taken by the cervix is known as effacement, right. And formation of lower uterine segment, it is a very important factor which is responsible for the dilation of the cervix, right. This is a now we will see this is a forewater and inwater. It is made from by the effacement. Second stage. The second stage is the second stage begins with the complete dilation of the cervix and end of the expulsion of the fetus, right. The stage is concerned with the descent and delivery of the fetus through the birth canal, right. Second stage has two phases. Number one, propulsive, and second is the expulsive. Propulsive means full dilation until the head touch the pelvic floor, right. And expulsive means irresistible desire to bear down, and expelled out of the baby, delivered of the baby is known as expulsive phases, right. So this is a onset of the labor. We will see this is a pubic bone, this is a bladder and vagina and duct, and this is the lower segment. This is a lower uterine segment, right. And now we will see the head is engaged with the cervix. This is known as effacement, taking up by the cervix. Then the fetus head taking up the cervix, and now it extension. Head is extension for the delivery, right. So this is a head extension, and fetus is comes out through the womb, right. So this is a second stage, and this is the third stage. So this is the second stage of the labor, right? Third stage start with the after expulsion of the fetus, right. And it having two phenomena. First is the placental separation, and second is the expulsion of the placenta, right. So in this condition, placenta is separated by the and vessels are clamped naturally so that it limit the bleeding from the due to the separation of the placenta, right. So this is a two phenomena where the placenta is separate. It is a lateral separation, and this is the central separation, right. So there is the two phenomena where the placenta is separated. So stage first we will see shortly. This is the first stage, right, and this is the second stage, and this is the third stage. In first stage, full dilation of the cervix, right. So this is the cervix and vagina, where is the and now effacement of the cervix, and taking up by the cervix, and now cervix is dilated, and in second stage the crawling of the head and fetus out from the womb, right? And in third stage placenta is separate from the uterus. So this is, and now we will see the mechanism of the normal one. A series of the movement that occurred on the head in the process of adaptation during the journey through the pelvis is called the mechanism of labor, right? This is the position of the head where the fetus are engaged into the pelvic beam, right? So this is a pelvic beam, and it divided into the four 1 2 3 4 part, right? Anterior, posterior, right and left, right? Fetus expelled out through the womb by the vertex position, and this position where the engagement of the presenting part is the occipitolateral position, right? So here is the diameter is very low, 9.5 centimeter. So engaging diameter of the head is 9.5 centimeter, and head is engaged and try to descend down. Which bacteria are facilitated? The first one is the uterine contraction and retraction and bearing down effort, right? So there is the two phenomena where the fetus is descend downward. Then flexion. Flexion is achieved either due to the resistance offered by the unfolding cervix and wall of the pelvis or pelvic floor, right? And internal rotation. It is a movement great important without the which there is no further descent. The mechanism of internal rotation is very complex though easy to describe, right? So this is a internal rotation, and now is the crowning. Crowning means the maximum diameter of the head, a biparietal diameter, stretch the vulvar outlet without any resection of the head even after the contraction is over, called crawling of the head, right? And extension. Delivery of the head takes place by the extension through the couple of forces, right? This is a very couple of forces of the theory in which body is and the head is delivered by the external rotation. Now it is viable passive movement of the head due to the untwitching of the neck substance during the internal rotation, right? So this is a portion is resuscitation. And now resuscitation, the external rotation, it is a movement of rotation of the head viable externally due to the internal rotation of the shoulder. And now baby is the birth through the tongue, right? And clinical stages of the labor. So in clinical stages we will see the intermediate painful contraction followed by blood and mucus, so 15 to 30 minutes interval with 30-second duration, right? And gradually interval becomes shorter and increase intensity 3 to 5 centimeter, 3 to 5 minutes, at least about 45 seconds. And first is the intermediate painful contraction, and second is the dilation of effacement of the cervix, right? So this is a two condition which occur in first stage of labor. In second stage it will start with the pain, and second is the bearing down efforts for the expulsion of the fetus. It is a very important efforts, right? Second, third is the rupture of the membrane, then fourth is the descent of the fetus, descent down of the fetus, and fifth is the crowning of the head. The crowning of the head means maximum engagement of the pelvic beam of the head, right? So this is a clinical courses of second stage. In third stage, this is a descending of the fetus through the pelvic beam. The first is the known as floating, second is the on the brim not, and the third is the not engaged. This is a not engaged, this phenomenon. This is a pelvic brim wherein the fetus are deeply engaged. So this is a deeply engaged. So this is the crowning, right? This portion is known as, this is the crowning position, and this is a descent downward. This is a all are descent downwards, right? So this is a descent downwards. Now clinical stage of the third stage. The third stage having two parts. First one is the separation of the placenta, and second is the expulsion of the placenta, right? First is the separation of the placenta. It two method, by the separation through the lateral and placenta, separation through the lateral and separation through the center, right? and descend downward, then expansion of the patient, right? What is the management of the normal labor? So it's psychological, emotional, and social impact of the woman and family, right? She experiences stress, physical pain, and fear of neglect. So our duty in the and family duty in the remove the fear and woman to allow to her choose companies, family member, and continuous emotional support during the labor may reduce the need of the analgesis and decrease the rate of the operative rate. Secondly, the privacy is the very important thing for the maintain, so that we will see explain about the events from the time to time, and giving the compartment zone, skin and confidence, and manage the normal level, aim to maximum observation with minimal active intervention. The idea is maintain the normally and detect any deviation from the normal at the earliest possible moment, right? And antiseptic and aseptic condition. It is a very important thing for the maintain the any complication, right? So this is a normal management of the normal management of the first stage level. So only it watchful expectancy, right? And prepare the patient for the natural birth, and monitoring the progress of the labor, maternal condition, and fetal behavior, right? In second stage, we assist the natural expulsion of the fetus slowly and steadily, and also to prevent perineal injury, right? This is a phenomenon with the delivery of the head, right? Management of the third stage level. This is a very important management, because in which time in third stage it is time for the hemorrhagic condition when it delay. It is a very important here because of the very chances to postmortem hemorrhage, right, and sepsis condition, right? So that two phenomena occur. First one is the expected management, and second is the active management. In expected management, delivery of the baby, then clamping and ligature at the cord, and wait and watch, right? And for the separation of the placenta, and when separation not occurs, then assist expulsion and giving the injection oxytocin 5 to 10 minutes, solely IV IM embethagen, right? And if the after giving the oxytocin 10 minutes embethagen, we will clamp and divided the ligature the cord and delivery the placenta by the control cord traction. If it fails, then repeat after 2-3 times, then again fail, then wait for 10 minutes, repeat the procedure, and fail, then manual removal of the placenta, right? So this is active management of the normal level, right? Now first stage is the only observation for at least 1 hour after the delivery of the baby, right? Placenta and the membrane to ensure that both are mother and the baby are well, right? To